Scotland's ancient Outer Hebrides, where Fred Levittman's an explorer. For unknown reasons, the bluefin migration has changed. With one rare fish caught, the weather remains the greatest obstacle to landing any more. There's a sudden chill to the air. The report says a big storm is closing in fast. Time to head to the harbor.
Hopefully that pays off till the end of the year. Just well try to do something to start the road.
How's the weather looking for today?
Too rough today for us, Fred. We've got a 4-meter swell out there, so we're not going to be able to do anything.
So maybe it's a good day for me to go drive around the island and take a look at the sights.
Yeah, go down a couple of miles down to St. Clement's Church to be able to get in there and have a look around some of the old tombs in there and stuff.
So the weather for tomorrow is looking a bit better?
Pretty confident we'll get it tomorrow. For
hopefully we'll get lucky again.
Yeah, we'll get another fish for you before you head off.
Good, good.
Hewn from the primordial stones of the Hebrides, St. Clement's Church was built by and for the major Scottish clan of the island. And this is the resting place.
It's one of the oldest intact churches on the Isle of Harris. I'm going to see if that door is open and have a look inside. Wow. Well, there is no doubt in my mind that this place is old. Ancient medieval feeling. I mean, it's just purely amazing to be inside here, and this is literally as it was 500 years ago. A little morbid. Wow, creepy stuff. And there were literally people walking up here 500 years ago. Tombs everywhere throughout this church. And you could literally feel the history and antiquity in the walls. It's a nice place and all, but I came to Scotland for one thing, and that wasn't to enjoy the haggis or the castles. And after all, this isn't a travel show, it's a fishing show.
Stormbound on shore, Fred looks for a rural lock where he can cast a line in the hope of doing something to feed his fishing fury.
It is what it is, man. It's kind of wicked out here.
Welcome, Fred, to the winds of Scotland.
As I'm sure you could easily tell, it's pretty vile out. It's blowing, I mean, easily gusting to 50. But then comes Scotland to sit in front of a fireplace all day. So this is the best we can do at the moment. I love fishing. This day's done. I had to resort to being a tourist. So I'm walking the island, checking out one of the oldest landmarks in human history, the Kilometer Standing Stones.
These are the works of unknown people, predating the Celts.
Wow. Take a look at this. I am entering Scotland's version of Stonehenge. Really awe-inspiring, makes you think. It's crazy for me to even wrap my head around how or why this was built 5,000 years ago. I mean, we're talking prehistoric stuff right here. Nobody knows why these stones were erected. There are theories that it had to do with the moon and stars and how the winter sunset lined up on the landscape. But one thing is known for sure, is there is a morbid undertone. Right here in this pit in front of me, human bone fragments were found, the remains of cremated ashes. You can really see the resemblance of an old Gaelic cross. The funny thing is, mysterious really, is that this structure was built nearly 2,000 years before the Gaelic cross even came into existence. We're heading out for one more shot. It's gonna be about a 20-foot sea. I normally wouldn't be heading out in my own boat in this kind of weather, but all it takes is a little bit of promise, a little bit of hope.
The seascape of the Outer Hebrides on the far west coast of Scotland is unequaled. Vikings and Celts once pointed their boats and ships to these fabled isles. It is an opportunity for Fred Levitin, though, to explore a brand new fishery.
He's huge!
The wretched Atlantic weather has forced Fred ashore, where he can now tour the medieval castles built from the ancient stones of the island.
And you could literally feel the history and antiquity in the walls.
And even older are the Neolithic monuments built 5,000 years ago.
Angus, good morning.
Morning, Fred. How are you today?
Well, today's the day. I can feel it.
Great.
I can smell the tuna fish in the air.
Now for Fred, there remains one final chance to prospect for bluefin.
It's going to take a lot of work to make our baits look right to try to trick these fish. Starboard! How are you getting on, Fred? That's good right there, Angus. It's good. So one of the things that we're trying to accomplish on this trip, other than obviously catching tuna, there's really no research backing up fish's migration patterns in this part of the world. So we've got Francis Neat here. He's from Fisheries Management in the UK. And we're going to try to deploy satellite tags on these fish, track their movements, see where they come from. Oh, he's bigger than we thought. Oh, yeah. There he is. Try to keep his head up. Don't let him dig down. There you go. You got a leader. Let's see if we can't get a tag on her. Whenever you're ready, Francis. Whenever you have a good shot. Very cool. There he goes. There's tuna fish in this water, Angus. You weren't lying. Well, it's been a big week of firsts. First time for me in Scotland. And there's actually a second. I'm the second person to rod and reel a tuna fish in the country of Scotland. That's something I'm pretty excited about. It's time for me to catch my flight, head back home, get back to the real world.
These islands are home to new mysteries that are waiting to be found.